Hello everyone, good morning to you. Today we will continue with the study of auxiliaries. I already told you a little bit about auxiliaries in a previous class. Today we will continue its study. But before we begin the study of auxiliaries, I want to tell you a little bit about the various forms of tense. You already know that there are three tenses. They are present tense, past tense, and future tense. What are the three tenses? Present tense, past tense, and future tense. Now, every tense has four forms. Every tense has four forms. These forms are simple present. Simple present is also called present indefinite. In some books, you may find indefinite. Don't get confused, both are one and the same. So, the first one is simple. The second one is continuous. Look at the spelling of continuous. This is one word that is very frequently misspelled. Learn the spelling of continuous. The third one is perfect. And the last one is perfect continuous. So, the four forms of present tense are simple present or present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. In the same way, past tense also has four forms. What are they? They will be simple past or past indefinite, both are same, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Okay, one thing, sometimes continuous is also called progressive. In some places we hear the word progressive for continuous. Don't get worried, don't get tense, it is also the same thing. Continuous and progressive both are same. So, the four forms of past tense are simple past or past indefinite, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Likewise, the four forms of future tense are simple future or future indefinite, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. So, these are the 12 forms of tenses. These 12 forms are very important. Very important. We will study more about these tenses in the coming classes. But for the time being, remember only this particular point that there are four forms. Continuous is there, perfect is there, perfect continuous is there, past continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. Okay? Now, this is important for us to continue our studies with auxiliaries. You have to know these things. Okay? Okay, auxiliaries. Now, what are auxiliaries? Auxiliaries are also called helping verbs. They are also called helping verbs. They help the main verb. They help the main verb in forming the tenses, in forming the negatives of sentences, and also to form questions. As you know, questions are also called interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences, questions. Questions, interrogative sentences, same. So, auxiliary verbs are helping verbs. They help the main verb. They help the main verb in forming the tenses, in forming the negatives, and also to form questions. And as I said, questions are also called interrogative sentences. Okay? Now, look here. Be. You have be, you have, and you have do. These are the auxiliary verbs. What are they? Be, have, and do. Now, be is the head of this family. Be has different forms. The different forms of be are is, am, are, was, were, been, being, and of course be. What did I tell you now? Be, have, do. These are the auxiliary verbs. Be is the first one. Be has different forms. These forms are is, am, are, was, were, been, being, and be. Now, as far as meaning and application are concerned, there is no difference among is, am, and are. Is, am, and are the same thing. But there is one difference. Difference is how they are used with subjects. Which subject will take which auxiliary verb? That you have to be very, very clear. Now, if your subject is I, remember this very well. If your subject is I, you can only use am. There is no expression called I is. There is no expression called I are. It is always I am. I am your teacher. I am teaching you. I am standing here. I am a man. I am an Indian. I. So, the auxiliary verb am can only be used with I. But if the subject is he, she, or it, if the subject is he, she, or it, or their nouns, then we use the auxiliary verb is. He is, she is, it is, Rohit is, Soumya is, the cat is, the fan is. So, if the subject is he, she, or it, or their nouns, we use the helping verb is. And if the subject is we, you, or they, then we have to use the auxiliary verb are. We are, you are, and they are. Remember one thing, the you is always plural. We cannot say you is, it is wrong. Or you has, wrong. You does, wrong. It must always be you are, you have, and you do. Understood? Are is plural and you is always plural. Okay? The next forms are was and were. Now, where is, am, and are? Where do we use them? We use them in the present continuous. 10 minutes back, I told you that there are 12 forms, or each tense has 4 forms. Simple present, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous. We use is, am, are in the present continuous. What is present continuous? Present continuous is an action that is going on at this time, which is happening, which is taking place. That's why it is also called progressive tense. It's also called progressive tense. An action is in progress. It is going on. It is raining outside, means it is raining now. I am teaching you, means I am teaching you at this moment. Dad is talking on the mobile. It means at this moment, Dad is talking on the mobile. So the present continuous is used for an action that is going on, that is taking place, and we use is, am and are for that. Okay? We also have past continuous. We also have past continuous. What is past continuous? Past continuous is an action that was going on at some time in the past. Not now, in the past. It was going on at some time in the past. Yesterday evening, I was watching cricket. Okay, the correct grammatical structure is, I was watching cricket yesterday evening. That is the correct grammatical structure of the sentence. But in spoken English, we can say, yesterday evening, I was watching cricket. It's not wrong. It's not wrong in spoken English. But in grammar, the correct structure should be, I was watching cricket yesterday evening. Okay, whatever. This is an action that was going on at some time in the past. And we use past continuous for that. And when we want to say the past continuous, we have to use one of these two, was or were. Now you may wonder, in the present continuous, we have is, am and are. But in the past continuous, we have only two, was and were. Don't worry, is, the past tense of is and the past tense of am, both are was. Was is the past tense of is, was is also the past tense of am. So we have only was in the past tense. And were is the past tense of are. Okay? Now we have been. What do we use been? 10 minutes back I told you that the forms of the tenses, we have present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous and also future perfect continuous. In these three perfect continuous, we use been. We use been. I have been teaching you since 8 o'clock. I have been teaching you since 8 o'clock. They had been. They will have been. These are the perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. I know, you are getting a little bit tensed because these are all new things to you. And tense is it's not a difficult topic, but it's not a very easy topic also. You have to give it some time. You have to be patient. So don't worry. Whatever you understand now, it's okay, it's perfect. Because you will be hearing about tense at least for another 3-4 years, 4-5 years, till you are in the 10th class. Teachers will be teaching you about verbs and tense. So by the time you reach the 10th class, you will be perfect. So don't worry about it. Okay? Remember for the time being that in present continuous is also called present progressive tense. We use is, am or are. In the past continuous, we use was or were. In perfect continuous, we use been. Then we have another topic called the passive voice, active voice and passive voice. Don't worry, this is also new for you, but you will learn about it in the coming classes. But being is used in the continuous form of passive voices. Okay? And you have one more, future continuous. What is future continuous? I will be teaching you tomorrow. I will be telling you a story tomorrow. That is future continuous. And in the future continuous, we use the helping verb be. Okay? So, what did I tell you? The first auxiliary verb is be. Be has different forms. These forms are is, am, are, was, were, been, being, and of course be. Is, am, and are used in the present continuous. Present continuous is also called present progressive. Progressive means an action going on, continuing, which is in progress. And was and were are used in the past continuous. Been is used in the perfect continuous. There are three perfect continuous: present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, and future perfect continuous. In all these perfect continuouses, we have to use been. And being is used in the passive voice, in the continuous of passive voice. She is eating a mango is active voice. What is the passive of that? A mango is being eaten by her. She is eating a mango. The passive voice is a mango is being eaten by her. So, we use being in the continuous of passive voices. And of course, we have be that is used in the future continuous. I will be meeting you tomorrow. I will be meeting you tomorrow. I will be going to Delhi the next week. I will be next week, future. I will be going to Delhi the next week. Okay? Okay, the next one is have. The next one is have. Have has another form, has. What is the difference between have and has? The only difference is in the way they are applied. For example, if the subject is I, we, you, or they. If the subject is I, we, you, or they, we use have. Once more I will tell you, if the subject is I, or if the subject is we, or if the subject is you, or if the subject is they, we must use have. So, Ram and Ravi. Ram and Ravi. Ram and Ravi, they are they. Ram and Ravi will become they. And we use have with they. So, Ram and Ravi have gone. Have. Ram alone is he. So, there it will be has. If the subject is he, she, or it, we use has. If the subject is I, we, you, or they, we use have. But if the subject is he, she, or it, we use the helping verb has. Now, where do we use it? In the beginning of today's class, I told you about the various forms of tenses. They are simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Likewise, simple past, past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous. Likewise, simple future, future perfect, future perfect, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. Now, present perfect. In present perfect, we have to use have or has, one of these two. He has gone. It is present perfect. So there we have used the helping verb has. I have finished the work. I have finished the work. That too is a present perfect tense. The subject is I. So I have used have. You have done your homework. You have done your homework. You have. You have. They have gone. They have gone. That is also present perfect. They have. He has. She has. It has. But I have. We have. You have. And they have. Okay? So, have and has is used, have or has is used in the present perfect. They are also used in the present perfect continuous. They are also used in the present perfect continuous. What is present perfect continuous? He has been working here since last year. He has been. He has been working. That is the present perfect continuous. We have to use has been. I have been teaching you since morning. I have been. So with I use have. I have been. You have been sitting there for the last 1 hour. You have been sitting there for the last 1 hour. You have been. He has been. She has been. It has been. But they have been. So in the present perfect continuous also, we have to use one of these two auxiliaries. Okay? In the past perfect, we use had. Past perfect, we use had. The past tense of have is had. The past tense of has is also had. So in the past tense, I had, he had, she had, we had, they had. There is only one past tense, that is had. In the past perfect continuous, we will say had been. We will say had been. Okay? In the future perfect, we can only use have. Remember that thing? Even if the subject is he, even if the subject is he, in future perfect, we cannot say he will has. We cannot say that. We must say he will have. I will have. We will have. You will have. Also, he will have. She will have. And it will have. Because in future tense, there is no has. Remember that also. In the future tense, there is no has. It will always be will have or shall have. I shall have is okay, no problem. But as I told you in the previous class, it is better to use will with all subjects. So there will not be any confusion. I can say I will. I need not say I shall. I can easily say I will. We will. Okay, we'll do it later on. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. I shall see you tomorrow. It is not necessary. But if you want to say, you can say it. But the subject must be either I or we if you want to use shall. If you want to use shall, the subject must be either I or we. So in the future tense, there is no has. Remember that. The future tense, it will always be will have or shall have. Will have been, future perfect continuous. Shall have been, future perfect continuous. Future perfect will be will have. and future perfect continuous will be will have been. Clear? Now the last one is do. The last one is do. Do has another form, that is does. When the subject is I, we, you or they, we use do. When the subject is I or we or you or they, we must use do. But when the subject is he, she or it, we must use does. We must use does. I do, but he does, she does, it does. Now one thing about this particular helping verb is that do or does, it does not signify any tense. They are used to form the negatives. They are used to form the negatives of simple present. For example, I like mangoes. I like mangoes. This is a simple present tense. I like mangoes. This is affirmative. Don't say positive sentence, say affirmative sentence. Some people say positive sentence. It is wrong. It is affirmative sentence. In affirmative sentence, we affirm something, we say something. It is like this: I like orange, I like mangoes. Now, what is the negative of this? The negative of this is I do not like mangoes. I do not like mangoes. But we don't say I do not. Instead, we should say I don't. I said do not just to show you that it is don't. When you speak, when you write, don't say I do not like mangoes. Instead, you should say I don't like mangoes. Do you speak French? No, I don't speak French. I don't. Not I do not speak. I don't speak French. So, if the subject is I, we, you or they, we use do. But if the subject is he, she or it, we use does. So, she doesn't like mangoes. She doesn't like chocolates. He doesn't know German. He doesn't play cricket. All these are negative sentences, and do or does is used to form the negatives of simple present sentences. Okay? What is the past tense? Did is the past tense. The past tense of do is also did. The past tense of does is also did. And auxiliary verbs are also used to form questions. I told you that. What are questions? Questions are also called interrogative sentences. And auxiliary verbs are used to form questions. Do you like oranges? Are you my student? Is she your sister? Have they gone? Has he finished the work? Do you like cricket? Does she know English? All these are questions. Questions are also called interrogative sentences, and interrogative sentence also, we can form interrogative sentences using helping verbs. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please don't forget to watch my other videos. Subscribe to them if you want. Okay, till next class, it's goodbye.